बराबर दिख रहा है, बराबर प्रॉपर्ली है?
हाँ हाँ एकदम।
एंड ऑडियो भी क्लियर है? हाँ, ओके।
Good evening, friends. I welcome you all to. So I welcome you all to today's session. You all to today's session, and without wasting much time, I would like to hand over to Yagnesh. Sir, sir
Thank you,
please.
Vijay ji. Thank you, Vijay ji. Thank you, Shailendra, for organizing this talk show on the impairment, which is meant for the Indies, which is meant for the valuation course. And I believe there are three chapters which has been covered, four chapters covered by the for the Indies. One of them is 36. So we are going to dwell today on one of 36 on the Indies 36, which is the impairment. Uh, all of you must be aware of the impairment assets. You know, this is exactly same as per the AS 28, but still we need to refresh from the perspective of the index. There are some minor changes. We'll see this changes later on. So, what is the concept of index? What is the concept of impairment? Why the impairment standard is required? And what is impairment? Impairment, in a nutshell, in simple words, uh, in the first place, let's understand when do you need to go for the impairment test, and what do you do when you're doing the impairment test. The concept is that of the prudence. What the prudence says that the asset should not be carried at more than the amount at which it is realizable, or I would say in technical terms, the asset should not be carried more than the recoverable amount. Now, what is recoverable amount? Recoverable amount is the higher of two numbers. The number one is the fair value less cost to sell. Fair value less cost to sell is number one. Number two is value in use. These two numbers are compared, and whichever is higher is known as the recoverable amount. Now let's take, for example, the carrying value. The carrying value, which is the book value, is say 90,000. Say 90,000. And let's see which is the recovery amount. What did I say? Recovery amount. Can anyone tell me, please? Now I'll be keep on asking through chats only. Okay. Now what did I say? What is the recoverable amount? It is the higher of which two amounts? It is the higher of which two amounts, sir? Please, guys, can you please answer my chat? Recoverable amount is higher of which two numbers? Guys, can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay. Fair value less cost to sell and value in use. Shruti Kakkad, you're the first one to answer this question. Very good. So the higher of this, now let us say the carrying value, as I told you, is 90,000, and fair value less cost to sell is 1 lakh. Fair value less cost to sell is 1 lakh, and value in use is 80,000. Value in use is 80,000. Value in use is 80,000. So what is the recoverable amount here, sir? Value in use is 80,000, and fair value less cost to sell is 1 lakh. So what is the recoverable amount? 1 lakh. Now, my carrying value is 90,000. Fantastic. Very good answer. Very good answer. Guys, I'll do one thing, and I'll, in a very short while from now, I'll open the Excel file and do some simulation in Excel file so that you can connect yourself very well. All right. What was my carrying value? 90,000. And what's my recoverable amount? My recoverable amount is 100,000 rupees. So I don't need to do the impairment. The reason being, I'm presenting my non-current asset, my property plant equipment at 90,000, as against the price which it could fetch in the market is known as a recoverable amount is 100,000 rupees. So in this case, since I'm measuring the asset at 90,000, which is less than the recoverable amount, or in other words, the recoverable amount is more than the carrying value, I don't need to go for the impairment. The reason being, I'm showing at less than what it could have been there. But let us presume the other way around. Had the carrying value been 1 lakh and recoverable amount been 90,000, I would certainly need to go for the impairment. The reason being, when I do the impairment, reason being, I'm showing my asset. I'm using very crude language. The correct phraseology is I'm presenting my asset at 1 lakh rupees. Whereas In reality, it can fetch only 90,000 rupees. So what am I doing, friends? I am presenting my asset at a higher amount, at a higher than what it could fetch in the market. So it's a concept of prudence. This is the case of overstating of assets. This is a case of overstating of assets, and hence the concept of prudence. This entire standard is based on the concept, and this concept is a concept of prudence. Hence, they say that look, your carrying value is 90,000 and your recoverable amount is your carrying value is 1 lakh and your recoverable amount is 90,000. So you should bring it down to sir, you're presenting videos. Have you given videos to all the Vijay Kumar ji? आपने वीडियो राइट सबको दिए हैं क्या? हेलो, ओके, थैंक यू सो मच, थैंक यू।
आई कैन नॉट ब्लॉक द वीडियोस, वो मैं रोकते जाऊंगा।
अच्छा अच्छा, हाँ
हाँ, वो डायरेक्टली ब्लॉक नहीं होता है उसमें।
नहीं होता है, नहीं, मुझे सॉरी, इस बारे में मैं थोड़ा अज्ञानी हूँ।
नहीं, म्यूट आई कैन कंट्रोल, वॉइस आई कैन कंट्रोल, बट वीडियोस आई कैन नॉट।
तो जरा सब participants, please block your videos also. Please block your video. मेरी विनती है, गुजारिश है आपसे, एक छोटा सा अनुरोध है। Alright sir, so if my carrying value is 1 lakh rupees and my recovered amount is 90,000, then I should go for the impairment test, and let's go. So this is the basis of that. This is the basis of the entire standard, and again as I told you, हर standard के पीछे एक concept रहता है। जैसे यहाँ पे prudence है, जैसे taxation में है matching concept. So like this, the concept here is the prudence. We say that all assets which are reported at a value which is not more than the value its entirety can recover from the use or sell. From the use or sell. So when I say value in use, I am referring to use. And when I say sell, I am referring to fair value less cost to sell. Now, so when the impairment loss will arise, when the carrying amount, for example, in our case is 90,000, of an asset or a cash generating unit exceeds its recoverable amount. Okay. Now, if I say my recoverable amount is 80,000 rupees, then please block your video. Okay, fine. This is the measure. Okay. I'll do one thing, sir. I'll start an Excel file also. I'll start an Excel file. So allow me. I'm pausing here and opening an Excel sheet. So then we can do some simulations together. Allow me a minute only, sir. There is an special, very good example. Sit for sit आपके लिए. Sir, I'm sharing something new here. There are some very good examples here. We'll see later on, but for the moment, we'll say that if my carrying value is 80,000, if my fair value less cost to, can you see the Excel sheet, sir? Guys, can you see the Excel sheet on the screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Okay. Fair value less cost to sell is say 85,000, and my VRU is 90,000. So in this case, can you answer my question? What will be the RA? RA stands for the recoverable amount. What will be the recoverable amount? I'm going to invest some time here, but this is going to be the base. Okay, fine. If my RA is 90 and if my carrying value is 80,000, do I need to go for the impairment? A, yes. B, no. Yes, answer is correct. B, no. Now let's change these values. Okay. Now my carrying amount is say 100,000. My carrying amount is 100,000. I'm changing carrying amount. Again, my RA will not change. My RA will remain 90,000. Should I go for the impairment in this case? Yes. In this case, I should go for the impairment. What will be my accounting entry, presuming that entity is following the cost model? If entity is following the cost model, what will be the accounting entry? You tell me. I'm going to pass the entry right now before you. So in this case, I will debit impairment loss, that is nothing but the P&L account, by 10,000, and I credit my property plant equipment by again 10,000. Fine. Okay, impairment loss account debit. Now what have I missed out here? I have missed out one thing deliberately. जानबूझ के मैं एक चीज नहीं कही है मैंने, बताइए कौन सी है चीज? Presuming the tax rate at 30% at 20%. Presuming the tax rate at 20%. In that case, my entry would have been P&L account debit 8,000, then deferred tax assets account debit 2,000, and my credit to property plant equipment 10,000. This should have been my entry. I should have provided for the deferred tax assets. In that case, I should have provided for the deferred tax assets. The idea which I want to emphasize here is just to convey you the message that when you do the impairment test, my dear friend, you must provide for the deferred tax assets. You must provide for the deferred tax assets. Or if the asset was carried as revalue, in case anything is lying to the credit of the DTL, then it will be a reversal of DTL, either reversal of DTL, or you have to create the deferred tax asset afresh. All right. Now, this standards obviously is not applicable to the inventories. I saw somewhere today, I saw somewhere today in one of the chats that, in that case, in case of impairment, inventories to be impaired. But mind you, dear friend, inventories are never impaired. So impairment standard is not applicable to inventories. It is also not applicable to the context also. The very important thing is financial assets under 109. फ्रेंड्स, आप कहेंगे कि सर यहाँ पे आप लिख रहे फाइनेंशियल एसेट्स 109 और यहाँ पे लिख रहे कि बट इट अप्लाइज टू द फाइनेंशियल एसेट्स क्लासिफाइड एज subsidiaries as defined under AS 110, AS 28, and AS 111. But the difference lies, let me start the pointer. The difference lies in this question. This is 109 and this is 110, 128, and 111. So what is the difference between these two, sir? The difference between these two is that normally when we talk about Ind AS 109, we refer to the assets subsequently measured at fair value through profit and loss account and fair value through other comprehensive income. Gentlemen, please put off your video. It disturbs me a lot. Please, मेरी विनती है आपसे sir. All right. So the difference between this is because they are already measured at fair value and non-current asset for the disposal group. Mostly 105. This is in this 105. It will not be covered. What is the idea? Because these assets are measured already by this standard as per the lower of carrying value on the one hand and fair value less cost to sale on the other hand. Investment property based on the FV measurement. Mostly, this is not going to be applicable in India because in India, investment property is measured subsequently also at cost only and not at fair value. Biological assets subsequently are measured at the fair value except the bearer plant. Except the bearer plant. There is some chat, something else. Except the yes, biological assets are the agriculture products. They are known as the biological assets. That is covered by Ind AS 41. They are covered by Ind AS 41 and they are subsequently measured. Subsequently, they are measured at fair value less cost to sale, and as a result of which this standard is not applicable to them. All right, so now we'll see what next. So we must understand that what is scoped out and what is covered when you study any standard. Otherwise, your impairment test application would be incomplete. It would be wrong, because if you then consider that inventories are also covered, and if you allocate the impairment loss to inventories also, is going to be a wrong application. All right, now let's see that Ind AS 16, which deals with the property plant equipment, and Ind AS 38, which deals with the intangible assets. There is an option for the revaluation model. Now the question arises that is this standard also applicable to those assets which are measured at revaluation basis? So the answer to is that if the asset fair value is the market value, because the fair value measurement could be not just the market value, it could be index price also, or it could be any other method. But most commonly used is the index method. Just recollect the capital gain index. So is it the index wholesale price index? So these are the basis for the revaluation. Fair value or market value is not just the only one which is the measure of the fair value. Just 1 minute, sir. So, Nana, that's Anand will make things clear. Huh? Sorry for the interruption, sir. There was some problem. Huh? So if the asset is carried at the market value, so if the asset is valued at the market value and the disposable cost is negligible. Why? Because we have seen that fair value less cost to sell. If the disposable costs are negligible, then impairment asset test is not required for the assets which are being carried at the revalued amount. All right. But if the disposable costs are not negligible, that means material, then impairment is warranted. So, and naturally, if the asset fair value base is not the market value, but other than the market value, then Ind AS 36 is applicable. All right, sir. Now we'll see the definition of the cash generating units is the smallest identifiable group of assets. That means this is capable of generating cash on its own without depending on anybody else. Suppose if you've got two factory outlets, one at location A and second is location B, and they are separate plants manufacturing on its own. So they say that the smallest identifiable group of assets that generate inflows which are independent of other things. So they are known as the CGU. Even subsidiaries sometimes are known as the CGUs. Now, these are the assets which do not contribute or which are not capable of generating the cash on its own, like railway sidings, the corporate office, head office. These are known as the assets which are not capable of producing cash generating as, but they do help directly, not if not directly but indirectly, they help in the cash generating units. क्या सर बिना HO काम चलने वाला है? नहीं चलने वाला है. All right. Now, cost of disposal are they are the incremental costs directly attributable to the thing, like for example, uh, stamp duty paid, transfer fees, any of the loyal fees, any other thing. But the capital gains tax payable is not the cost of disposal, excluding finance cost and income tax expense, right, sir? All right. But there is something called holding cost. I'm sure you're aware of this. What is holding cost? I've decided to sell a company has decided to sell a small factory unit. Now, this factory unit has certain maintenance charges, some municipal taxes to be paid, and all these are known as a holding cost. So, while measuring the holding cost, cost of disposal, the holding cost is not to be deducted. Fine. Now, let's see fair value. This is a new definition. Of course, not new. It's almost 5 years old now. That will be received to sell an asset to paid or transfer a liability in an orderly transaction. Now, this is the from the perspective of the market participants. So, friends, we are connecting, we are comparing two parameters: A, fair value less cost to sell, and B, value in use. The A, which is not entity specific, and B, which is an entity specific. Value in use is the entity specific valuation, whereas FV LCT is nothing but the market participants, because this is a transaction between the market participants at a measurement date. So this is not concerned with the company or the entity as such, but while doing the impairment test, we are taking both into account, and that's why we say the comparison between these two numbers: A, fair value less cost to sell, and B, value in use. I understand that for you, it's very easy to understand that. What do you mean by fair value less cost to sell? Fair value less cost to sell is nothing but the you determine the fair value as per 113. That's fine. Everyone knows it. But what about value in use? What do you mean by value in use? Value in use is nothing but you project the cash flow for the next 5 years and then assign the terminal value and discount it to the present value. This is what we think. This is what we call it, that had the entity used the asset, अगर entity use करती तो कितना उसको भुगतान मिलता? How much entity would have recovered the cash from by using this asset. That's why it's known as a VIU, value in use. It is an entity specific. There is a small example here. I'll show it to you. All right, the carrying amount, it is the amount which an asset is recognized after deducting any fine, accumulated depreciation or impairment loss. Fine. RA is higher of this two amount. Now let's see, it is a small exercise. Okay, I didn't realize it is there for you. Carrying amount is 100,000, 1 lakh है. Value in use है आपकी 80,000. Fair value less cost of disposal is 90,000. So RA is 90,000. जबकि मेरी carrying value है 1 लाख. मुझे पता है कि asset बेचूंगा या use करूंगा तो I'll get 90,000. I know that if I sell or use, I get maximum 90,000 rupees, but I'm showing it at 100,000. So I should then go for the impairment. This is nothing but the impairment loss. Guys, I just want to take one thing from you. मुझे आपकी एक राय चाहिए. Should be shared by all, not shared by all, but shared with all. Suresh Kumar ji, we will share this PPT. ये कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है, sir. It's a very small thing. PPT is no big deal. We'll share it with you. I just like to know from you that it is almost about it's almost about 20 minutes since we started. I just want to seek your opinion. Do you find the pace okay? Yes or no? और क्या है आपकी क्या राय है? Are you finding the pace okay? Are you finding the pace slow? मैं जल्दी हूँ, स्लो हूँ, फास्ट हूँ, स्लो हूँ, क्या है मुझे बताए. बिकॉज आई नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड योर फीडबैक. बिकॉज ये प्रोग्राम सिर्फ आप लोगों के लिए है, तो मुझे आपकी राय सुननी चाहिए. एंड आई मस्ट मॉड्यूल एज पर योर रिक्वायरमेंट. थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू सो मच, थैंक यू सो मच. आपका आपका feedback is very important for me. Yes, sir. All right. Now, these are the steps for the impairment. These are the steps for the impairment. Sir, for all, I believe, sir, all of you are chartered accountant here, sir. All of you are chartered accountant. Vijay ji, sab CA hai na, sir? Vijay ji? Mostly chartered accountants. Okay. अच्छा, एक MBA graduate है. Fine, fine, fine. Okay. Because मेरी रुचि हमेशा ये रहती है कि कुछ प्रैक्टिकल एग्जाम्पल बताएं, उससे हम बहुत सीखते हैं. तो थियरी में थोड़ा अगर आपको एतराज हो तो थोड़ा मैं फास्ट जाऊंगा, बिकॉज आपके लिए लाया हूं वेरी गुड पीपीटी कैलकुलेशंस, एंड दैट इज फॉर द amortization impairment loss assigned to corporate assets. कॉर्पोरेट असेट्स का जो कैलकुलेशन है सर बहुत ही बेहतरीन है. आई विल इंक्रीज माय वॉइस. गणेश जी बोलते हैं यज्ञेश को. गणेश इज सेइंग टू या गणेश. गणेश इज सेइंग टू या गणेश के भाई इंक्रीज योर वॉइस. तो भाई या गणेश को करना ही है इंक्रीज वॉइस. ऑलराइट गणेश, नाउ कैन यू फाइंड द वॉइस क्लियर, लाउडर? ओके फाइन, ठीक है. So we need to compare like this: fair value less cost to sell, use either of these, and then you pass an entry. Don't forget to account for the deferred tax. दोस्तों मैंने आपको कहा कि either it could be reversal of a deferred tax liability in case, as the case may be, or creation of the deferred tax asset afresh. Don't forget about that's very important. Now, for all assets and few other assets. Now there is one thing: impairment is normally to be done. Impairment normally is to be done. It's okay, sir. Thank you, ji. गणेश ने बोला या गणेश को. फाइन, ओके सर. व्हेन टू डू इम्पेयरमेंट? कभी मन में आए तो कर दे, कि कभी ये डेट आपको अच्छी लगी तो कर दे, कि कभी मूड आया तो इम्पेयरमेंट कर ले. नहीं दोस्त, ऐसी बात नहीं है फ्रेंड्स. इम्पेयरमेंट कब करना, उसके लिए भी कुछ प्रावधान है स्टैंडर्ड्स में. जी हाँ दोस्तों, देयर आर द प्रोविजंस इन द स्टैंडर्ड्स एज टू व्हेन आर यू सपोज्ड टू डू द इम्पेयरमेंट. एंड आई विल टेल यू वन थिंग, वन एरिया व्हिच नॉर्मली पीपल मिस आउट for the impairment, and for this year March 20, companies should be very careful. Auditors, I'm talking of the listed companies, and when they should do the impairment, there is one indication which normally people forget, and people always talk about the price and the ये प्रोडक्ट की प्राइस इतनी हो गई, इसकी हो गई, ये बात करते. But there is one thing I'll tell you. I'm not going to tell you now. I'm going to tell you a little later after some points. Just इंतजार कीजिए. So at the end of each reporting period, now reporting period is different from the balance sheet date. Reporting period includes your quarterly and half yearly reporting dates also. It includes balance sheet as well, but the balance sheet date does not include reporting date. Reporting date include the balance sheet date, like that. All right. If the indicators of impairment are there, if there are indicators for all assets, but for few other class of assets. What are the few other class of assets? Intangible assets with indefinite useful life, intangible assets not yet ready for the use and goodwill. For example, a few of the telephone companies, like for example, Bharti Airtel has paid huge money for the 5G. They've paid a huge money for the 5G license, but are they going to use this license today? No. So that's known as an intangible assets not yet ready for use and goodwill. And goodwill. So this is item number one. This is item number two, and the third is goodwill. Goodwill is always acquired in business combination. Goodwill is never self-generated. Goodwill कभी होती ही नहीं है. We all know it, sir. But फिर भी ये दिल है कि मानता नहीं. आपको कह दिया कि goodwill acquired in business combination. So three elements, three intangible assets. A, intangible assets with indefinite life. I would say indefinite useful life, intangible assets not yet ready for the use, and goodwill acquired in business combination. They all are have to be tasted at least once annually. Very important, dosto, regardless of indication of impairment. Indication के impairment में नहीं होने के बावजूद भी उनको कम से कम एक मर्तबा, at least once in a year, regardless of the presence of indicators of impairment, you have to taste for the impairment. You have to test this assets for the impairment mandatorily. That's one thing. And B, plus there are any indicators of impairment. So if a company in a taikali, if a company has decided to look, we want to do the impairment test on 25th of January every year. So you do that. And again on 25th of March or 31st of March 2020, there are indicators of impairment. So you can't then predict, you can't then say that, look, I already done my test on 25th of Jan, so I don't want to do it now. No, you cannot do so. You have to still go for the impairment test, regardless of the fact that you already done the impairment test on 25th of January 2020. So this is very important, friends. So management must be careful. Now, mostly they, sir, ये सब impairment test के standards mostly are observed by the listed companies. इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि this is not applicable to the unlisted company, but when I talk of listed company, अब बारी आ गई है वो चीज बताने की which I had mentioned to you, that listed company should be very careful about this. And what is it, sir? Entities net assets are nothing but the net worth. The sum total of statement of changes in equity is nothing but the net assets are greater than its market capitalization. What is market capitalization? Number of shares multiplied by the market price, share market price prevailing. This is naturally, obviously this is applicable to the listed company only. Sir, please bit be move closer to the mic. अरे sir, mic को क्या मैं यहाँ पे mic is here, dear. It's not, my mic is not here. My mic is here, sir. It's there here in this. Okay, I am not using this laptop mic. I am not using laptop mic, sir. Please, I am using the this mic. VK sir कहते हैं कि जगनेश जी आपकी आवाज बुलंद है, आपकी आवाज क्लियर है. Am I right, विवेक VK जी sir? विजय जी, हाँ जी, हाँ, करेक्ट करेक्ट.
यस सर.
ओके ओके.
जिनको सर हो सकता है उनके यहाँ कभी कभी सिस्टम में प्रॉब्लम होता है, दे कैन चेक देयर ऑडियो सेटिंग्स.
ऑलराइट सर, थैंक यू जी, थैंक यू. क्योंकि फाइन, ऑलराइट सर. So this is one area which is going to be missed by many companies and they should not miss, because क्या है सर, 31 मार्च 2020 को शेयर मार्केट में जो डिबेकल हुआ, बदौलत इससे there could be huge depletion in the market capitalization. And recently we are doing work of some company with our friend Mr. Sumit Dadda, that there we have taken care of this aspect also, that the entity's net assets are greater than its market capitalization. So we have to be very careful that you don't miss out this. Okay, one very practical tip, more so in view of the COVID-19. Now, there we have mentioned that just a slide back we mentioned, sir, that you have to do the impairment test if there are the indications of the impairment. Now, these are the indicators of impairment. Few of them are external, and few of them are internal, which is which is then in the company. There have been significant reduction in the assets market value. That's fine. The COVID has again. So one time that I remember many companies, chemical companies in India had done the impairment on the large scale, um, and that was somewhere in March 2010 and 11, 9 to 11, when there was a huge influx of the Chinese chemicals, China chemical बहुत आए थे, बहुत इतनी बड़े में आते थे कि chemical company को बड़े पैमाने पे implement test करना पड़ा था, because the landed price was less than the cost of the chemicals produced by the Indian companies. बहुत बड़े पैमाने पे काफी केमिकल कंपनीज ने किए थे, due to the technological change in market. अब ये सब COVID is going to cause impairment loss in many companies because of the mainly the travel and tourism companies, but कुछ companies के तो काफी चल पड़ी सर. um, Now increase in the market rate of return with the negative. Now again, as far as COVID is concerned, there are two things. One thing is that the market rate is going down of the assets, but at the same time there's a reduction in the interest rate. Reduction in the interest rate is something good, which will not reduce the net asset of the company assets valuation. Then there's a technological obsolescence, significant effect, which is um, uh, this could be internal also. Now I'll give you one simple example that how companies are combating this SpiceJet. What SpiceJet is contributing, SpiceJet is now trying to convert passengers craft into the cargo craft. So they are again changing it. But if you cannot change the use of the asset because of COVID, then you have to go for the impairment test. Internal reports about ऐसे नहीं कि the performance or will be worse than expected. कहीं आग लगी, कहीं flood से हो गया. So whenever there are indicators of impairment, you need to go for the impairment test. Don't forget about that. And then you should. These are the steps for the this thing. These are getting repeated. So I'm not going to pause much here because we have seen this in the earlier slides as well. Find now this is very important. We have seen that assets covered by financial instrument 109 is out of the purview of Ind AS 36, but very close to that, on the to the right of that, there were three assets like investment in associates, JVs, and then associates, JVs, and subsidiaries are subject matter of the test of impairment. Now, what does this say? Let's read this sentence. I am not agreeing with the second stand, and for this, I have written many times to the ISAB, and maybe they may consider this. No, I'm not the only one. There are many others who written to the ISAB, including our ICI. The carrying amount of investment is more than. Now, this is the impairment of investment in subsidiary, JVs, and associates in the standalone books of the company. In the standalone books of the company. Now, let me just look at the chat. Kuch hamare mitra ke slide is not changing. Oh, slide is not changing. Damn it. Vijay slide is not changing. Okay.
अभी चेंज हुआ सर?
नहीं अभी चेंज हुआ because इन्होंने मुझे बताया सर. देखिए इन्होंने मुझे बताया. Sorry about that. My apology dear. I think since I opted for the pause, इसलिए नहीं. क्षमा चाहता हूँ सर. So I'll revisit. This is the when we should do for the impairment. I mentioned for the all assets, for the other assets. These are the three assets, and then I had gone for this internal and external resources. Okay, these are the steps for the impairment, which we have seen earlier also. All right, now here is the very important slide, sir. Now this talk about the impairment of this investments in the standalone. Zahir si baat hai, sir, in the console, this will get knocked off. This will get knocked off, and this investment in joint venture in investment associates will be measured at equity accounting method. All right, now let us read this. Carrying amount of an investment, say carrying amount of investment, just write down there, because if I keep on shuffling between Excel and all this, it will take some time. So guys, I'm writing with you as well. Okay, so write down one figure, write down one number, say about 5x. Okay, 5x is the carrying amount of the investment. Okay, if carrying amount of investment is more than the carrying amount in the financial statement of the investee's net asset, the carrying amount of investment, actually let us write down my investment carrying amount is 5 lakhs rupees. Okay, all right, so I write, you also write 5 lakhs rupees with me, friends. Okay, now let's compare. Is more than, okay, so 5 lakhs has to be more than something. Now what is that something? Let's see. Carrying amount in the financial statement of the investee's net assets. Now investee means this and this. ये तीनों को कहते हैं इन्वेस्टी एंड इनको कहते हैं इन्वेस्टर. ऑलराइट, तो इन्वेस्टर साहब की बुक में 5 लाख रुपया इन्वेस्टमेंट्स है कैरिंग वैल्यू. अब देखते हैं कि व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय more than the carrying amount in the statement of investee's net asset. Now what is even net asset? Assets minus liability is the net assets. मैं तो सिंपल भाषा में एक ही कहता हूँ, स्टेटमेंट ऑफ चेंजेस इन इक्विटी का जो टोटल है दैट इज नथिंग बट द नेट एसेट. नाउ लेट अस टेक टू सिचुएशन. द नेट एसेट इज 4,50,000. दिस वारंट्स इम्पेयरमेंट. जबकि अगर ये नेट एसेट से 6 लाख 6 lakhs, then it does not warrant any impairment. But for this you need to really understand. But I must tell you something, that as far as investment in joint investment in associates are concerned, as far as investment in associates are concerned, Ind AS 28, Ind AS 28 gives additional grounds of additional methodology of the impairment test. All right. Now, second line, I don't agree with this. Dividend exceeds the total comprehensive income of the investee. So total comprehensive income, as all of us know, is nothing but the income, that is net profit after tax, plus other comprehensive income, we call it OCI, is equal to total comprehensive income TCI. अब देखिए ये क्या कहते हैं, आपकी सब्सिडरी ने आपको डिविडेंड दिया है, मान लीजिए 10 करोड़ का, एंड योर टोटल कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव इनकम इज से 8 करोड़ रुपीस. तो उनका कहना है, what they say, that since your dividend 10 crores is more than the TCI, which is 8 crore rupees, you should go for the impairment test, which I don't tend to buy. I am not inclined to buy this. The reason being, you may have given the dividend, you may have distributed the dividend from your retained earnings, from your reserves, not necessarily from this income. This is income, because dividend could be paid by that. But anyway, this is the requirement of the standard, and I think we should go by that. But ye dil hai ke manta nahi, sir. Okay, sir. And now here is a very small example, sir. Very simplest. You cannot have the simplest example of this, but then still it explains the concept. It explains the concept. I must tell you something, because this is what from the perspective of the valuer, because ये course है valuer साहब के लिए. This is why I must change my phraseology here. Now the cash flow are discounted at WACC. Now what is WACC? Weighted average cost of capital, WACC, which is again what's KD plus KE. What is KD plus cost of debts and cost of equity? All right, sir. So let us presume that this is 15%, and the sum of discounted cash flow is 12,301. Now this is this. Now what we have done, sir, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years they've done. They've plotted the discounting factor at the rate of 15%, which is the WACC. So this is your figure here. The discounted cash flow is working out. This they've written down is a scrap value, but from the perspective of the value, I will call it, this is the terminal value. Terminal value. This income is then applied. There's a formula for this. I've given the formula also here, which is again related with the 1 plus G growth rate divided by the WACC minus the growth rate is the formula. So you come to 12,301 as your discounted cash flow. We will call this as what, sir? Now tell me, guys, we will call this 12,301. इसे आप क्या कहेंगे, sir? Value in use. Value in use. Fantastic answer. Anita Taparia. मैम साहब, ये हमारी मोहतरमा का एक मुझे रिक्वेस्ट है, प्लीज रिपीट व्हाट इज द टोटल कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव इनकम. टोटल कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव इनकम इज प्रॉफिट आफ्टर, टोटल कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव इनकम इज PAT, that is a profit after tax, plus other comprehensive income is equal to total comprehensive income, sir. Anita, I hope you got an answer. Okay, sir. So this is nothing but the value in use. This is nothing but the value in use. Damn it, what's wrong with this? Huh. Okay, this is value in use. So again, now there's a small equation here. I'm sure is very value in use is 12,301, which is the carrying the fair value is 18,000 and cost to sell is 4,000. So fair value less cost to sell is 14,000. So what is my recoverable amount? The answer is very simple, but still I would hear from you. एक मजा आती है सर आपसे सुनने में. That's it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. चाहे कितना भी सिंपल क्वेश्चन ना हो, बट जब आप लोग मुझे उत्तर देते हैं तो मुगेम्बो खुश हो जाता है. ओके, बिकॉज एक यही जरिया है आपसे कनेक्टिंग रहने का. अदरवाइज मुझे लगता है कि सर एक जमाना था जब हम फैकल्टी होते क्लास में रहते तो घूमते फिरते आप लोगों के बीच में टहलते थे एंड करते थे, मगर अब एक बड़ी चुनौती है हमारे लिए सर. चुनौती ये है कि अब हमें केवल फैकल्टी नहीं, बट हमें एक एक्टर की भी भूमिका निभानी है, कि हमको लगता है कि सामने कोई बैठा है और हमारे मुंह पे ऐसे भाव लाने चाहिए ऐसे. सो अब हम पहले बतौर बतौर फैकल्टी बात करते थे, अब हम बतौर फैकल्टी और न्यूज एंकर और एक्टर की भांति भी हमें एक रोल निभाना पड़ता है. बहुत मुश्किल है, चुनौती है, बट उसमें सर हमें कौन प्रेरणा देता है, कौन इसमें लाइफ देते हैं? एंड इसमें लाइफ कौन देते हैं हमें? लाइफ वी आर गेटिंग फ्रॉम योर आंसर्स. आपके जो प्रतिसाद मिलते हैं उससे हम खुश हो जाते हैं. दैट्स व्हाई ऑलवेज से मोगेम्बो खुश हुआ. ऑलराइट सर, एक ही जरिया है जिससे हम कनेक्टिंग रहते हैं, एंड वो है चैट मैसेजेस. चैट मैसेजेस. ऑलराइट सर, थैंक यू सो मच, अप्रिशिएट. ऑलराइट, तो इसलिए एक भावना आती है कि बड़े छोटा भी सिंपल सुपर एक प्रश्न पूछा जाए. ऑलराइट सर, चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं. आप बोलेंगे कि सर बार बार आप क्यों करें, बट मुझे अभी वीके साहब से कुछ ट्रेनिंग लेनी पड़ी कि एवरी टाइम द मोमेंट आई गो टू चैट आई हैव टू अगेन गो बैक एंड उसको प्रणाम करना पड़ता है सर. ऑलराइट सर, ये सब एक मामला नया है सीजीओ का. एक वो है कि कैश जनरेटिंग यूनिट्स. It's the smallest identifiable unit which is capable of generating cash independently of other units. So it could be a small unit, it could be a small segment of an entity, or it could be a small segment of a group. When we talk of a group, you talk about the subsidiary. When you talk of the a company, say location A, location B, location 3, these are all CGUs, cash generating units. So पहले हम बात की थी assets की, अब बात कर रहे हैं CGU. केवल इतना ही फर्क है. That's the only difference, not much of a difference. I got one example for you, which is there for the CGU, which is there for the CGU. I think it's getting too cold, so I'll put on the fan. Okay. VK Saab, is it raining in Thane? VK sir?
Absolutely not.
Not. अच्छा सर, मैं ये मेरा व्याख्यान दे रहा हूँ from my native place, from Pardi, which is very close to Vapi. But यहाँ power की कमी होती है, but today fortunately is not there. All right. Now the carrying amount of an individual assets, net assets shown in the financial statement after deducting, there's nothing but the carrying amount. Now carrying amount for the cash generating unit, ये बहुत ही important है. मान लीजिए you have acquired a subsidiary. You have acquired a subsidiary and you paid some money. Now for this we're going to study tomorrow the business combination, and business combination 103 prescribes the acquisition method or the purchase method. And when there is a purchase method and obligation method, there is always not always, mainly in majority of cases there will be goodwill, and this is nothing but the goodwill acquired in business combination. Goodwill acquired in business combination. Now this goodwill is allocated to the subsidiary. Besides that, I have also mentioned that sir, there is something called synergies and all these. I'm not going to go into that because if I sir ये chapter में synergies of the combination एक ऐसा point है that if I dwell upon this, it will take one full day. I don't want to name, but I'm a trainer for one of the other companies, and where when I am taking in this 36 for that one of the big four companies on synergies of combination, is a huge thing. Mainly this is applicable in the telecom companies and the football players and all kind of thing. When you acquire the football player, you sign an agreement. This is the synergy of it. But we'll dealt it later. But for the time it is important. For the time it is important that goodwill should be is attached to the CGU. And corporate assets are also attached to the CDU. And एक example जो मैं लाया हूँ सिर्फ आपके लिए, and don't worry about it. I'm going to share this Excel file of example with you only. So please आप देर भर रहिए, चिंतित मत होइए, and व्यथित मत होइए. I'll share this slides plus the Excel slide also with you. All right. Then the fair value less cost to sell, this is nothing but the at arm's length price, and value in use is nothing but now disposable costs are the legal costs, transaction costs, removal costs, cost to put in the condition for sale, marketing costs, this lawyer's fee, transfer fee, all this. But as I told you, holding cost is not to be deducted, mind you, dear fair, right, sir? Now we'll see is the value expected, expected cash flows, cash generate unit from an ultimate disposal. Now this is mostly, sir, the judgments are based on the valuation for the estimates of the cash flow for the next 5 years only. But when you do this valuation or the value in use in future, if you're going to do this, I am not audible, dear friend. Please check it at your end, please. दिल थाम कर बैठिए. अरे भाई, आपके यहाँ देखिए ना ऑडिशन आएगा सर, but please try at your end, because for the majority of the participants the audition is very clear. अगर नहीं आए तो I'm so sorry about it, sir. All right. All right. Now, what is the basis for VRU? The basis for the VRU is the management's budget. Now, let us management budgets includes the expansion also. Yes or no? Ji haan. So today the management's capacity, installed capacity is say 100,000 tons, 100,000 tons for a particular product or a particular company. And आप बोलेंगे कि सर आपने कहा था बजट पे आप ध्यान दीजिए, गौर दीजिए, and accordingly you should. But the budget includes the capex also. And as a result of the capex, there's increase in the revenue, increase in the capacity as a consequence of the increase in revenue. But when you do the impairment, do not take into account the capex, for the purpose of the estimated value of this thing, revenue generation. Because whatever you are विद्याधर जी, सोमानी साहब, मैं इनबॉर्न हूँ, एक्टर हूँ. मैंने कहा कि अब हमें बतौर एक्टर भी हमको ट्रेनिंग लेनी पड़ती है. एक बात मैं बताऊं सर, एज फार एज द वॉइस मॉड्यूलेशन इज कंसर्न, I have taken the training in a very subtle manner from my friend. मैं समय हूँ, हरीश भिमानी. इन्होंने कहा कि यज्ञेश भाई, अगर आपको बेहतरीन आवाज देनी है तो आप कुछ ऐसे अंदाज में दीजिए. जी हाँ बहनों भाइयों. And now the next point which I am going to discuss with you is the calculation of this thing. जी हाँ अमीन सैनी साहब. फ्रेंड, मैं आपको जो एक्सेल फाइल में बताने वाला हूँ वो छू लेंगे आपका दिल. इतनी अच्छी स्लाइड है, क्योंकि ये मेरा तजुर्बा रहा है कि कितनी भी आप थियरी में फाड़ो, सॉरी, थियरी में कितना भी कहो, वो दर्ज नहीं होता है जब तक नंबर क्रचिंग नहीं करते. एंड मेरी एक वीकनेस है सर, ये मेरी एक वीकनेस है. मेरे पार्टनर्स, मेरे सहयोगी, मेरे ऑफिस के हैं, इतने होनहार है कि वो, मैं जो भी बोलता हूँ मुझे फटाफट कैलकुलेशन करके दे दे, बट उसके बाद 1 घंटा में व्यतीत करता हूँ वो खुद अपने हिसाब से करने के लिए. तो नंबर क्रंचिंग की कुछ ऐसी फॉर्मूला है. दैट्स द रीजन, दैट्स द साइकोलॉजी, that if you, unless you get involved yourself, you not understand, you will not understand. So please, whatever calculation you do it yourself. All right. So be very careful that the future cash flow should be based on the current capacity only. What is the logic? What is the logic, sir? ये लॉजिक इसलिए है कि because you are testing the current capacity only. You're not going to test the capacity of which is going to be there couple of years down the line. है ना सर? आज के पास जो आपके प्लांट एंड इक्विपमेंट है, आप उसी का वर्तमान है उसी पे करेंगे सर. हाँ, वैल्यूएशन की बात छोड़ दो. वैल्यूएशन में जो फ्यूचर कैश फ्लो आएंगे सर, वो जो फ्री कैश फ्लो फॉर अवेलेबल, बिकॉज द टेस्टिंग इम्पेयरमेंट ओनली. यस, सीजीयू ओनली. यस, नितिन कुमार ने बहुत अच्छा दिया. यस, इट्स फॉर द करंट कैपेसिटी ओनली. सो बी केयरफुल अबाउट दैट. Probability average, now this is very important. Probability average method depend on the discounting using the risk adjusted discounting rate. And sir हमें पता है कि cost of deaths क्या रहती है, cost of death sir हमारी रहती है risk free return which is normally the GSEC return for next 10 years. आम तौर में 10 years का ही return लिया जाता है, and then the risk factor होता है. Then हमने देखा होगा बीटा फीटा ये सब होता है, that's fine. All right, accounting entry भी क्या बात है, if the recoverable amount is less than the carrying amount, हाँ करते सर, रिकॉल अमाउंट हमारा 90,000 है, कैरिंग अमाउंट है 1 लाख, करेक्ट. सो 1 लाख इज माय कैरिंग अमाउंट, रिकॉल अमाउंट इज 90,000, सो इम्पेयरमेंट लॉस इज 10,000. जी हाँ दोस्तों, जहां मैंने जिक्र किया है डिफर्ड टैक्स एसेट, ईदर रिवर्सल ऑफ द डीटीएल और क्रिएशन ऑफ अ फ्रेश डीटीए. Now, naturally, the depreciation will be the future depreciation depends on the revised carrying value. All right, sir. For the is the small as we've seen, if they cannot be determined for the individual assets, then you apply for the CGU constantly from period to period unless there's a change. That's fine. What is a corporate asset? मैंने कहा था corporate asset is not contributing to the cash generating activity of an entity directly, but it contributes indirectly. So, फ्रेंड्स, एक चीज यहाँ पे मुझे याद आएगी इसलिए इसका जिक्र करना चाहूंगा. इसका प्रावधान स्लाइड्स में आगे भी है, मगर फिर भी दिल है कि मानता नहीं. ऑलराइट सर, ये जो सर मैंने एंट्री बताई ना आपको, ये एंट्री है फॉर द असेट्स कैरिंग एट कॉस्ट. Now, if the asset is carrying at the revalued amount, that means either pursuant to Index 16 or 38, then entry would be little different. So I'm just writing down here that when we go to the Excel file, आपके लिए एक fresh like संजीव कपूर एक केस बना के रखूंगा आपके पास, ठीक है सर. That is provided the entity was carrying a certain asset at the revalued amount, and there is something lying in the revaluation reserve. So I'm writing as my reminder that YMD, when we go to the Excel, just do a fresh calculation of the revaluation reserve. An asset which is being carried at the revaluation reserve and at the revaluation revalued amount, the entry is different. But फिर भी यहाँ पे बता दो आपको, आप पे बता. An entity is carrying a particular asset at the revalued amount, and there is something lying in the revaluation reserve of that asset. The word is that asset, not block of asset. Then first कतल होगी, first adjustment होगा revaluation reserve में. तो मैं एंट्री पास करूंगा debit revaluation reserve. I'll exhaust that revaluation reserve first, and that if there is any balance left after that, then you will be debiting to impairment less to profit and loss account. So मान लीजिए हमारा impairment hit है 10,000 की, and 6,000 is already lying in the credit of the revaluation reserve of that particular asset. So my entry would be debit 6,000 revaluation reserve of that asset, 6,000, and balance impairment loss penal account 4,000. And then deferred tax asset, we can pass a separate entry for that. Or we can proportionally reduce at that point in time and credit the impairment loss account, accumulated impairment losses. Sir, देखिए हमने यहाँ पे credit assets को नहीं किया sir. Sir, can you observe something? I have not credited the assets, but I have credited the. I have, madam, kindly check your audio. Check your audio. Yes, yes. Revati, madam, please check your audio. Friends, have you seen something? I have not credited the property plant equipment, but I have credited the accumulated impairment loss. Can you tell me the reason behind this? Can you tell me the reason behind this? Everything is clear. Sab salamat hai. Suresh Kumar Jain sahab, bilkul sab salamat hai. Okay. Why have I credited to the accumulated impairment loss? Can anyone answer my question, please? Because accumulated impairment, come on, not like the notional losses. Because accumulated impairment loss is an allowance account. It is neither an asset nor a liability. It's an allowance account. What do you mean by that? ये जो amount है accumulated impairment losses, ये amount मैं reduce करूंगा किससे? From the carrying amount, from the total cost. I'm sorry, not the carrying amount. To arrive at the carrying amount, I will reduce this amount from the total cost. दोस्तों ये बिल्कुल same है. कैसे? Accumulated depreciation. So accumulated depreciation and accumulated impairment losses are the allowance account. If the cost of an asset is say 10 lakhs, accumulated depreciation is 3 lakhs. And again, 2.5 lakhs is the impairment, accumulated impairment losses. Then total is 3 plus 2.5, 5.5. So 100 means 10 crores minus 5.5 lakhs. 5.5 crore is my carrying value. What is the carrying value? 4.5 crore rupees. Now, what is the idea of doing so? Because you need to because you need to keep a track of what is my accumulation till now. What is my accumulation till now? Because that could be the reversal of accumulation at some point in time also. So that's why I'm crediting it to the accumulated impairment losses. Impact same hai. Now this do not generate cash. Do you think the head office or the registered cooperative office is going to generate the cash flow? Do you think that go down is going to generate the cash flow? No. So this is again part of this thing. Now CGU impairment, write down the goodwill. अब ये CGU impairment में ऐसे बना है, कहते हैं कि CGU कैश जनरेटिंग यूनिट में आमतौर पे गुडविल का हिस्सा होता है. आमतौर पे गुडविल इज देयर इन दिस CGU. So when there is a impairment of the CGU, पहले वध होता है, पहले हिट होती है गुडविल की, and thereafter amongst the all assets in the proportionate value. But मान लीजिए other assets में for example there is a trade receivable. Kindly please put off your video, ma'am. It's disturbing me. Revathi Raghunathan ji, please, I request you to put off your video. It's disturbing me. Thank you so much. All right, sir. The first is goodwill, and then the proportionate asset. So when it amounts to allocation of the impairment assets amongst the other assets, be careful what is covered by the standard and what is not. So among those assets, if you have something called inventories or trade receivables, then don't allocate these loss to them. Fine. Net asset is never written on below the highest of the six. Sir, ये जो amount दो है वो कुछ नहीं, below the highest of, I would say, RA, recoverable amount. All right, sir. Let us see. Recognition of impairment loss. जी हाँ दोस्तों, I have made it very clear. Immediately in profit and loss account, if there is a revaluation, मैंने कहा था, मैंने जिक्र किया था कि it was there. Revaluator said the loss is treated as a decrease in the valuation in accordance with Index 16 and 38. So loss is first adjusted against the balance in the revaluation reserve, and the balance is charged only to the revenue or big income account. Profit and loss account. Revised carrying amount less residual value to be amortized, depreciated according to these. Any related deferred tax must be accounted for. Yes, sir. Don't forget that. Now, reversing of impairment losses, only if the reversal of impairment loss is permissible, except one thing: no reversal of goodwill. So if you have impaired goodwill in CGU, and if there are some indicators of impairment which are, if there is a reversal of the impairment goodwill, for example, हो सकता है कि and let's hope for this honestly, हम सब प्रार्थना करते कि December 20 quarter में there will be reversal of the indicators of impairment of losses. Correct, sir? And at that point of time, if you are going to reverse these losses, that means ulta करेंगे, that means you recognize in the carrying amount of the asset, but don't ever reverse the goodwill. That is not permitted. Now, what is the concept behind it? The basis for the conclusion of this standard says that if you allow reversal of goodwill, if you allow the reversal of the impairment of the goodwill losses, you will be indirectly allowing the internally generated goodwill to be capitalized or recognized, and that is against the principles of the accounting standard, that internally generated goodwill should never be recognized. Internally generated intangible assets may be recognized, but not the goodwill. Goodwill कभी नहीं ले जाती सर. हाँ. Others, to the extent it, सब ये पढ़िए. Others, to the extent it increases the carrying amount of the assets to its original pre-impaired value less subsequent depreciation. सर ये बहुत complicated लगता है. तो आपके मैं बिन बोले शब्दों की आवाज सुन चुका हूं. And I have factored one example for you. I'm going to share this example with you about this. To the extent it increases the carrying amount of the asset to its original. Now let's read it very carefully. Pre-impaired value less subsequent depreciation. Let's take an example that I had impaired an asset which has a carrying value of 10 lakhs and I impaired it by 3 lakhs. So what is the impact, sir? The impact is that instead of depreciating 10 lakhs, I had depreciated 7 lakhs rupees. Yes or no, sir? Instead of depreciating 10 lakhs, I have depreciated 7 lakhs because the 7 lakhs is the revised carrying value. Now what it says, to the extent it increases the carrying amount of the assets to its original pre-impaired value less subsequent depreciation. Say after 3 years, there's a reversal of the impairment indicators and you want to reverse your impairment losses. So what would you do, sir? You will calculate, you'll recalculate Excel sheet calculation of 10 lakhs minus depreciation. So I had let us presuming that let's presume that the useful life was this 10 years. So I had depreciated that asset by 70,000 a year, 1 year, 2 year, 3. बल्कि मुझे करना था 1 लाख, 1 लाख और 1 लाख, तो मैंने 90,000 से मेरा डेप्रिसिएशन कम किया था. Yes, because it was done on the revised carrying amount. So I have to then presume that 1 lakh, 1 lakh, 1 lakh. My carrying value should have been 7 lakhs now. Whereas actually it is 7 lakhs minus 2 lakhs 1,000, 2 lakh 10,000. So it is reduced to about 4 lakhs 90,000. So from 4 lakhs 90 to up to 7 lakhs, you can recognize your impairment of losses. All right. Now, I'll come back to you. This reversing for individual asset, first compute the net carrying amount, assuming no impairment. Yes, that's what we presume, sir. 10 lakhs minus 1 lakh, 1 lakh, 1 lakh. Correct. So had been illustrated recognized. Restrict the amount of reversing impairment loss so that the net carrying amount value should not be more than the carrying value so computed above. हमने hit लिया था 3 लाख का. So now from 4 lakhs 90,000, I should not increase it by 3 lakhs rupees, but I should increase only by 2 lakhs 10,000 because जो मेरी सीमा रेखा है, मेरी सीमा रेखा क्या है? 7 lakh rupiah, 7 lakhs rupees. We'll do some small simulation impromptu for you. Yes, sir. ये एक बहुत ही अहम sentence है. Very, very important sentence. If the assets were accounted under the revaluation model, full reversal is permitted. Full reversal is permitted. Now, whatever this bhashan is applicable if the asset is accounted for on the cost model. Now for CGU it is reallocated excluding goodwill. तो goodwill को आप कुछ भी नहीं करेंगे. सर अब ये डिस्क्लोजर है. अब हम जाते हैं एक्सेल शीट पे. सर ठीक है सर, एक्सेल शीट पे जाते हैं. There are some sir, this is I don't normally give much time to the comparison all this because it's a matter of theory which you can always read and वो आप पढ़ भी सकते हैं, but जो आप नहीं पढ़ सकते हैं, हाँ वो मैं सुनाने जा रहा हूँ. And वो कहाँ पे है? एक्सेल शीट पे. So allow me 2 minutes, friends. I'm going to change and go to Excel sheet. All right. So I'm going to go for a new share. Ji haan, new share. All right. So this is new share. Fine. Now I need to bring it back. Resume share and new share. Guys, can you see the Excel sheet before you, sir? Can you see the Excel sheet before you? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. If depreciated debited, there is one query you can zoom. Okay, I'll zoom a little bit. I can also do one more thing, sir. I'll do one thing. इसको हम ले जाते हैं, पहले करते हैं, नहीं तो फिर वापस पूछी जाए. Is it okay, sir? Fine. चलिए जूम बराबर जूम कर दिया. हम इससे हम रिबिन बिबिन को हटा देते हैं सर. ऑलराइट, ठीक है सर. ऑलराइट, ओके ओके ओके. नाउ लेट्स बी फोकस्ड बिकॉज समय की सुई हमें कह रही कि केवल 23 मिनट्स आर देयर. नहीं, 30 मिनट्स ओनली, केवल 15 मिनट है हमारे पास. तो देखिए ये CGU1 है. CGU1 stands for the cash generating unit 1, unit 2 and unit 3. जबकि ये केवल 50 is a goodwill. What we have done, Mr. Jinesh Shah, please, मेरी विनती है आपसे, please put off your video. आपका चेहरा बहुत अच्छा है, बट यहाँ पे मुझे थोड़ा डिस्टर्ब करते हैं. There is 2180 and allocate goodwill. Now this is the basis of some allocation. Don't ask me what, because this will take the whole one day. Synergies of allocation, बहुत लंबी कहानी है. जितना कहते हैं इतना आसान नहीं है सर. सो ये 30 है एंड ये इसको हमें एलोकेट कर देना. दिस इज द रिवाइज्ड कैरिंग वैल्यू ऑफ माय CGU1 2 3. यहाँ नहीं किया बिकॉज ये जो गुडविल है, मेरे ख्याल से ये जब हासिल किया था मैंने सब्सिडी दी थी, इट वाज नॉट, देयर इज नो गुडविल, सो इट वाज एलोकेटेड हियर. सो दिस इज माय रिवाइज्ड कैरिंग वैल्यू. नाउ फेयर वैल्यू लेस कॉस्ट टू सेल इज 900 एंड दिस इज, सो यहाँ पे हमें इम्पेमेंट करना पड़ेगा सर. यस और नो? यस यस सर. सर वी आर राइट बिकॉज कैरिंग वैल्यू इज मोर देन. So just allow me 1 minute. Just allow me 1 minute. You all going there? आनंद ये लोगों ने अच्छा, okay okay sir, sorry, वर्क फ्रॉम होम में ये एक बात है सर, डोमेस्टिक चीजों का भी ध्यान रखना पड़ता है. ऑलराइट, कैरिंग वैल्यू इज 1150 एंड फेयर वैल्यू, तो दोनों में से ये 900. ओके, दिस इज, हाँ, दिस इज 712 एंड दिस इज 244. कितना 10 मिनट से बचे हो. दिस 240. सो दिस इज द कैरिंग, दिस इज द RA. This is RA. Fine, sir. Now this RA, let's compare with this. Oh my God, my carrying value is 1150, far beyond 900. So I have to go for the impairment. Yes. देखिए, वैसे देखो तो हर जगह पे मुझे इम्पेयरमेंट करना है, because in every cases my carrying value is more than the RA. दिल पुकारे RA RA. Fantastic. All right, now let us see. अब my carrying value, sir, सीधी बात है, if I have to reduce this to 900,712, my revised carrying value of CGU should be 1856. Let us see whether this happens or not. That means essentially I have to take a hit of 324. 324. कैसे है sir figure? Yes, yes. Let us do, sir. 324. Where did I get this figure from? Let me try. 2180. Oh yes, that is a difference. So there's a hit I need to take. So what I do, sir? All right. So first, out of this, 30 will be goodwill, 20 will be again goodwill. Now I have to take a hit of 250. So 250 minus 30 is leaving 220. 220 has to be allocated to this. So ultimately क्या होगा sir? 1120 minus 220. Minus 220. Correct ना? Because ये आखिर यहीं से जाएगा. So 1120 minus 220 is my 900. Yes sir, we got a magic figure sir. हमें यही चाहिए था figure. क्या बात है? Fantastic. We got this number. We're looking for this number 900. Got it sir. All right. 20. My loss कितना है? 58. जिसमें से 20 मैंने डेबिट कर दिया गुडविल को. रहता है 38 only. Now this 38 I have to reduce from my carrying value. Not this, but this. Yes. बिकॉज सर हमें पता है दिस इज इंक्लूसिव ऑफ गुडविल, और गुडविल को तो हमने culti.com कर दी. उसके पश्चात जो मेरा लॉस है वो केवल है 38 का. सो 750 minus 38. यस सर, वी गॉट 712. वेरी गुड. मोगाम्बो के साथ आप भी सब खुश हो गए. एंड फ्रॉम हियर Here doesn't make any difference because this is same and this is same. 260. 260 minus 0 is 16. So okay. सर ये लॉस तो मेरा था हाँ 320 324 loss is first attributed to goodwill, so this leaves 274. So now this makes 324 बिल्कुल सही जवाब. So now we were looking for the magic figure of 1856. This is my revised 1856 carrying value. So now there is no goodwill. Goodwill है इल्ले इल्ले 0 0 0 0. Correct, because it is. So this is one simplest example of allocation of goodwill. Now let's go for the corporate asset. Let's go for the corporate asset, sir. ये थोड़ा बहुत ही है important, but here समझ जाएंगे. The company has a headquarter building. Okay, let's tell me. Let me hear from you, sir. As far as this example was concerned, not sure. I'm not able to see the Excel sheet. So can you all see the Excel sheet, sir, please? Hello. Hello,
yes,
guys.
Sir. Yes, sir. It is visible.
Yes, sir. It is visible.
Because हमारे जिनेश शाह साहब है, उन्होंने कहा कि sir, I'm not able to see the Excel sheet.
Dinesh ji, you please log out and log in again.
आप बाहर जाइए और अंदर आइए. हाँ, चलो बाहर जाके वापस अंदर आ जाओ. चलो, okay, sir. Okay, fine. All right. So this is unit number 1, 2, and 3. All right. Okay, CGU1, CGU2, CGU3. Okay, this is corporate asset. It is not generating an separate revenue, but what is the basis for the allocation of this thing? What is the basis? Basis कुछ ऐसा है. The useful life of this is 10, 20, 20. So पहले तो हम आजकल जो नया फैशन है ना, let's be on the same page. तो same page पे लाना है. कैसे किया? Proportionate. So this is minimum. This is 20, तो मैं 1400 कर दूं, यहाँ 400 का 800 कर दूं. So ये मेरा common platform पे आ गया, हाँ, common platform. Now mind you well, I'm increasing only for a limited purpose of allocation, only for the limited purpose for the proportionate allocation. So ये 500, ये 400, 1400 ये हो गया, correct. Now total value of this is 2700. Now 500 of this is 18.25, 1400 of this is 51.85. That's fine, sir. 800 divided by 2700 is 29. So we decided that iska contribution hai 29%, iska hai 51.85, and iska hai 18.52. Fine. Now why am I done so? Because I want to allocate this 150 on the same proportion. So let us see, sir. 150 times 18.52. दिनेश साहब अब वापस आ गए. 27.82. वेरी गुड सर. देखो ये मेरा 27.278 कैसे आया? 18.52% of 150. Correct. So like this 51.85 of 150. Okay sir, now we got it. Allocation हो गया हमारा. अब allocation किस में करूंगा सर? Here. Should I do allocation here or here? I should do it here. Because ये तो केवल एक पेज पे लाने की बात थी. One page. We are on one page. Okay, आगे. All right. So 527.78. This is my revised carrying value of CGU, CG2, and CGU3 after allocation of the corporate asset. After allocation of the corporate asset. So देखिए sir. Now, okay. My corporate asset की value वही आ गई जो पहले थी. क्या थी? 1750 sir. Fine. All right, now let us look at these are the givens. Recoverable amount, direct figure दे दिया, तो you don't need to do the rigor rule. All right, now this is carrying value is 527, तो मैं इससे कम amount से दिखा रहा हूँ, okay? As a result of which I don't need to go for the impairment. I don't need to go for the impairment because थोड़ा fast हो रहा है. अरे अनीता जी क्या fast हो रहा है यार? अनिता जी ये 500 है, ये 700 है, 400, इसकी यूजफुल लाइफ है 10, तो उसको मैंने एक पेज पे ला दिया 500, 1400 and 800. What is the idea of doing so? Because I want to allocate 150 rupees amongst all this. So उसका मुझे परसेंटेज लेना है. अगर मैं इससे करता तो मेरा परसेंटेज क्लियर नहीं आता. आप घर पे जाके आराम से कर लेना कैलकुलेशन. It would have been misleading. But here I did it. So 18.5, 51.85 is अगर ये मेरे 2700 2700 is the total of all these three items for the proportionate value. So this is just to arrive at the percentage. Then I apply this percentage to this. That's why I did the live calculation. 150 multiplied by 8.52 is 27.78. This is 777 point. So my revised carrying value of CGU 1, 2, and 3 respectively is so much. This is my carrying arrays. They made your life simple. This array is more than the carrying value. So I don't need to do the impairment loss. This carrying value is more than whatever I can receive from sale of an asset or use. 620. वास्तव में मुझे carrying value होनी चाहिए थी 620, मगर हमने दिखाई 777 जो जो इससे ज्यादा है, carrying amount से ज्यादा है. So I have to do the impairment loss. I have to do the impairment loss. अनीता प्लीज बी वेरी केयरफुल. आपका ध्यान यहाँ पे केंद्रित कीजिए. व्हाट्सएप पे अगर ध्यान कहीं है तो निकाल दीजिए. हमारा एक बड़ा दुश्मन है और वो है व्हाट्सएप. बहुत ही टाइम लेता है सर. ऑल राइट. So 777 minus 620 is, this should be my impairment loss. Mind you well. Now मेरा impairment loss 190.22 होना चाहिए. अब देखिए, I have to allocate this impairment loss. अब देखिए, गुडविल की बात अलग थी. गुडविल तो कल्टी.com हो गई जीरो. क्या हो गई? जीरो. बट ये जीरो यहां नहीं होगा. ये जीरो यहां पे नहीं होगा क्योंकि कॉर्पोरेट एसेट तो रहने वाला है सर. And that's why I have coined this special example for you कि वहां तो गुडविल न रही बांस न रही बसुरी, है ना. तो impairment के बाद गुडविल हो गई जीरो. That's not the case here, and that's why I want you to remember this number of 190.22. 192.22 मैं कैसे डिपॉजिट करूं? किसमें? A CGU, B corporate asset. क्यों इंपॉर्टेंट है सर? क्योंकि मुझे कॉर्पोरेट एसेट रखना है. आई हैव टू हैव अ कॉर्पोरेट एसेट इवन ऑफ द इम्पेयरमेंट लॉस, एंड दैट्स व्हाई आई कैन नॉट अफोर्ड टू फॉरगेट कॉर्पोरेट लॉस और कॉर्पोरेट एसेट्स ऑल टुगेदर. कॉर्पोरेट एसेट मुझे रखना है, इसलिए आई हैव टू कीप सम ट्रैक ऑफ दिस, एंड दैट्स आई हैव टू कीप, एंड दैट्स व्हाई आई हैव टू कीप अ ट्रैक ऑफ व्हाट ऑल लॉसेस आई एम रिकॉग्नाइजिंग इन what all losses I am attributing to corporate assets. All right, simple है साहब. थोड़ा ध्यान केंद्रित कीजिए, थोड़ा सा, ज्यादा नहीं. अल्टीमेटली मैं हूं आपके पास. So 527.28, 777.78 and 444.44. This is my revised carrying value. But एक बात ध्यान रहे कि this carrying value में एक चीज का भी हिस्सा है. That is one component of there is one component which is included in this 527, and wo hai 27.78. This and this and this. Oh sir, this is the same figure as the corporate asset. Okay sir, you're right. This is same as the corporate asset which I have attributed for the limited purpose of allocation of the impairment loss. चलिए सर, अब 527 में मुझे कोई भी, अब देखना 527 में 527.78 जो है उसमें what is the percentage of 27 point, what is the percentage of the corporate assets? So let us do one thing. मैं करता हूं ताकि अनिता बहन देखिए प्लीज. हाँ अनिता जी, प्लीज हैव लुक एट इट. 27.78 divided by 527.78. What is the percentage, sir? Yes, 0.52. Okay, 0. So this is 5.26%. So 527 में कॉर्पोरेट एसेट का हिस्सा है केवल 5%. In 527.78, my corporate asset is just 5.26. In the same manner, it is 10% here, it is 10% here, and the balance amount is the CGU. CGU is जो है, तो CGU का हिस्सा है, the portion which is pertaining to CGU is 94 point. It is 90. It is 90 here. All right, sir. Fine. Why I have to remember this? Why I have to keep this allocation? You will realize now. Now, in the first case, it's very simple, no loss. So I am not attributing any loss because जरूरत ही नहीं है. My carrying value is 527, whereas my RA is 540. I don't need to do any impairment. Impairment test केवल दो जगह पे है, this CGU2 and CGU3. चलिए. Now 157.7 loss, if I have to bifurcate, if I have to divide, if I have to allocate, then it has to be in this proportion. It has to be यही मात्रा में होना चाहिए. कौन सी मात्रा? 90%, 90% and 10% and 10%. So 90%, 10% of 157.78 is 15.78. 10% of 444.44 is what is wrong, sir? Here, sorry. 10% of 32.44 is 3.24%, and 157 का 10% है 15.7. So this is the loss I've allocated to corporate asset. Why? Because corporate asset का जो हिस्सा है यहाँ पे आपके लिए मैं कह दूं तो ये है सर, ये पॉइंट. So सर अभी ख्याल आया आप हमसे क्यों मगजमारी करवा रहे थे? Why did you make us rigmarole of this? अब ख्याल में आया you wanted to allocate the losses of impairment, and that's why you made us exercise these. Okay, so it was not a futile, it was not TP. It was not TP. All right, so this is 142. So 157 minus 15.78, or in other words 157 का 90% जो है, it is 142, and 29.2 is loss allocable to the CGU out of 157. All right, sir. अब ध्यान रहे सर. Now let us be very careful. Now I want to see how good you can do connection. So corporate asset का जो impairment loss है वो CGU 15, CGU 2 और 3 में कुल मिला के 19.02. So I should reduce 19.02 from 150. Yes sir. अभी दिमाग में घुसा. 150 is my carrying value, and 19.02 is my loss, which is attributable to the corporate asset in CGU. So my loss, my net carrying value of CGU is 130.98, whereas यहाँ पे है 400 minus 29.20. सर ये फिगर यहाँ पे, ये फिगर यहाँ पे. Okay, and 142 figure is here. Okay, so 700 minus 142 is, so अब देखिए 1559.98. ये 192 का लॉस देखा सर, 90 का 192.22 का लॉस देखा सर. कहाँ पे फिगर है सर? इट्स हियर सर. वी गॉट इट सर, वी गॉट इट इन, इज देयर इन F19 190.22. एंड यही हमारा लॉस हमने जब बाइफर्केट किया, एलोकेट किया, तो वही फिगर आ रहा है सर. फाइन. So this is how the corporate assets is done. Or my computer is reminding me, computer ji, do the fresh calculation of the reversal of impairment. Reversal of impairment जो मेरी slide में है, special slide में, but मैं आपके लिए, sir, why CGU is taken 500? Come on, my dear friend. This is the arbitrary figure of CGU. अरे जिनेश भाई इतने एपोलॉजेटिक मत बने, कोई बात नहीं, हो जाता है, गलती से मिस्टेक होती है सर, डोंट वरी. All right. Now here CGU is just 500 because in this case CGU1 there is no impairment loss. The reason being मेरी carrying value है 527, whereas my RA is 540, and this being the case मुझे ये करना पड़ा. अब सब देखो आपके लिए मैं एक फिगर, एक reversal of this scheme बनाता हूँ. Reversal of, and then you will see that it should not exceed the amount of the pre-impairment less any depreciation if any. Let us take this example. Okay, all right, computer जी मुझे मेरा साथ दीजिएगा. 1 2 3. अरे 1 2 3 is my yes. All right, this is the carrying value. मेरी carrying value यहाँ पे है 10 लाख. All right, and यहाँ पे 10 लाख थी, but मैंने उसको impairment करके कर दी 7 lakhs. Now this divided by the 10 years is the useful life after this. So what I do, sir, this divided by SLM method is 10. So my carrying value is this. Arey baba, jara chalni jaldi. All right. So here I do the same thing, sir. So it is, damn it. परसेंटेज नहीं था, है ना. कंप्यूटर जी आप मुझे साथ देना, मैंने बोला ना आपको. चलो हाँ उसको डिवाइड करना है, सॉरी सॉरी मैंने परसेंटेज कर दिया, माफ कीजिएगा। हाँ सो दिस इज अगेन 70,000 एंड 70,000। नाउ देखिए कि सर नाउ व्हाट इज माय कैरिंग वैल्यू एट द एंड ऑफ ईयर 3 had I not impaired, it would have been 7 lakhs. And what is the carrying value now? 4 lakhs 90,000. So what is the difference, sir? 7 lakhs minus 4 lakhs 90,000. अब मैंने लॉस कितना लिया था? एक मिनट, लॉस लिया था इतना 3 लाख का। हाँ तो नाउ लेट अस सी वन थिंग। अब एक स्टेटमेंट्स बयां करता हूं जिससे वो कहते हैं फैक्चुअल मैट्रिक्स, नई भाषा है सर। फैक्चुअल मैट्रिक्स में कहता हूं नाउ द कैरिंग वैल्यू ऑफ दिस एसेट हैज बिकम 10 lakhs, हैज बिकम 10 lakhs। वही अच्छे दिन आ गए और 3 साल के बाद मेरी कैरिंग वैल्यू ऑफ एसेट हो गई 10 लाख। तो मैं प्रलोभित होगा कि चलो सर पहले हमने 3 पेटी का जो लिया था ना मार 3 लाख का, अभी भी हम 3 लाख का कर देते। बट सर दैट इज नॉट अ केस, दैट इज नॉट अ केस। बिकॉज क्या है सर, अगर मैं करूंगा ना तो एक गड़बड़ हो जाएगी। वो गड़बड़ क्या होगी सर? वो गड़बड़ होगी कि स्टैंडर्ड ये कहता है कि नहीं आपको एक लिमिट का बयां करना है। एंड वो लिमिट क्या है सर? वो लिमिट ये है कि आई शुड नॉट गो बियॉन्ड दिस। आप सोचेंगे सर पहले हमने 3 लाख का लिया था हिट, अभी भी 3 लाख का रिवर्स करने में क्या नुकसान है? नहीं, यू शुड लिमिट टू दिस, you should limit to this. So now when I do the recovery reversal of impairment losses, my impairment loss recovery cannot go beyond 2 lakhs 10,000. So it should be it, in other words, my carrying value revise cannot go beyond 7 lakhs rupees. And that is the end of एक टर्मिनल वैल्यू का मैंने शायद यहाँ पे कुछ फॉर्मूला लिखी थी। हाँ वैक के लिए लिखा था द एवरेज कॉस्ट ऑफ कैपिटल, वो तो वो आएगा। बट टर्मिनल वैल्यू इज terminal cash flow multiplied by 1 into the growth rate divided by the WACC minus the growth rate is the formula. वैल्यू की जो स्टडी जो कर रहे हैं उनको ये फॉर्मूला दिखाना उनकी इज्जत का सवाल है। ओके सर, now my request is to the admin and Shailendra Kumar sir. I have planned this thing, as I told you, it will take exactly 1 hour 30 minutes, and at 7 o'clock dot I'm completing my session. It's over to the admin, it's over to the all team of that. Friends, you can ask me your question. Yes, you're right. Nitin Kumar ji, बिल्कुल सही जवाब। मुझे सीमित रखना है मेरा reversal of the losses to the tune of like 10,000 only. I will share, allow me some time after this. I will share this PPT and the Excel working. Thank you for giving an opportunity to share this. But शैलेंद्र कुमार जी मुझे बताइए कि टोटल पार्टिसिपेंट्स कितने हैं सर जी? विकी जी
सर यहाँ पे 37 थे, वहां पे 11 तक गए थे, अराउंड 48 to 50 आप पकड़िए।
हाँ, अब जब आप अनाउंस करते हैं तो आप पे तो ऐसी बौछारें होती है कि ये टाइम रखो, वो टाइम रखो, वो टाइम रखो, ऐसे बात करते हैं जैसे कि वो कोई छूट जाने वाला है और यू नो सब आके चिटक के बैठने वाला है। बट उनकी जो प्रेजेंस है दैट इज लिटिल डिस्करेजिंग। वीके साहब क्या ख्याल है आपका, बताइए सर।
दैट इज व्हाट आई ऑलरेडी पोस्टेड ऑन व्हाट्सएप कि भाई दिस इज नॉट गुड, नॉट डन।
हाँ, अगर सर अगर कल जो अगर 90% नहीं आते तो आई डोंट फील लाइक डिलीवरिंग सेशन टुमारो, उनको सीधे बोल दीजिएगा। बिकॉज ये सर विजय जी सर आप कितना समय दे रहे हैं अपना? सर शैलेंद्र जी कितना समय दे रहे हैं? ये खुद के लिए थोड़ी दे रहे हैं, दे आर गिविंग फॉर द पार्टिसिपेंट्स, फॉर द ग्रुप मेंबर्स। यस और नो? और उसके बावजूद भी मुझे पता है केवल रामान सर, वीके साहब, विजय कुमार साहब, उनको मैं बहुत सालों के बाद उनकी शक्ल देखी। बट हम बहुत पुराने मित्र हैं, हम जब थाना जाया करते थे तब थाने पे वहां पे आते थे सर। एंड वेरी एक्टिव मेंबर, वेरी एक्टिव मेंबर। एंड ही इज, ये केवल यहाँ पे नहीं है सर, ये यहाँ पे एक्टिव नहीं है सर, अभी उन्होंने मुझे और भी एक दायित्व दिया, यज्ञेश में पूरा इंडेज का शेड्यूल बनाइए और हमें दीजिए सर। एंड उनका सर जी मैं आपकी जुबानी सुनना चाहता हूँ, ये व्हाट इज द नंबर ऑफ दिस?
सर ये तो मैं अलग ही गिन रहा हूँ। मैं आई हैव डन 46 academic webinars on a separate group and we will complete 50 on the 5th of July.
क्या बात है सर, क्या बात है।
And then
आप सेंच
after that, we are having 11th and 12th. We are having an online national tax conference where one of the judges of the Supreme Court, Justice B.R. Gawai, will be the chief guest. It will be a 1.5 day session on post-COVID effect on professional practice.
चलिए सर। सर मेरा एक ही विनती है, पूरी अनुरोध है सब पार्टिसिपेंट से, ऑफ कोर्स जो आए हैं तो सुन ही रहे, बट आपके मित्र भी बताइए, आपके ग्रुप में बताए कि हैव अ प्रॉपर प्रेजेंस, अदरवाइज इट्स वेरी डिस्करेजिंग फॉर इवन वीके सर एंड फॉर अस के ऑनेस्टली सर वो मजा नहीं आती सर, क्यों वीके सर?
सर बराबर है, अभी हम तो कोशिश वही करते हैं कि मैक्सिमम
हाँ,
पीपल, क्योंकि
आए
इशू
नहीं सर
हुआ
सर
था कि
सर
100 है, तो आई सेड आई डोंट माइंड, आई हैव अ 500 पेड वर्जन, यू प्लीज यूज।
अरे वही तो कहा सर, मैं सर जस्ट कमिंग टू दैट ओनली कि आपने नहीं नहीं नहीं, अरे भाई एडमिन साहब प्लीज कंटिन्यू टू फॉर द मेंबर्स हु आर इंटरेस्टेड, व्हाई शुड वी पनिश फॉर अदर्स? आपकी आपका भी, आई मीन आई नो वेयर यू आर कमिंग फ्रॉम, आई अप्रिशिएट,